those elected in March will serve 4 years. That is what they voted for.
Sorry for
that is
cutting
what
the video.
appeared on the ballot. And so by adjusting and tweaking with that one way or the other, I think it's a violation of that commitment that we made to the public. Now, it doesn't mean it's not a good idea. I happen to believe that it is a very wise decision to transition ultimately to the calendar for general elections in the state. I think that makes sense. I just wish that we could do it in a way that honors the commitment we made to the public. And we can do that because the legislature recognizes that. The legislature said you have until the year 2022 to put this into effect. So we don't have to rush into it. My argument is let's fulfill the obligation to the public. They're expecting a 4-year term. Once we honor that commitment for elections prospectively, we can then adjust the election cycle so that it conforms with the general election in November. I think that's very sensible. We fulfill the obligation and we comply with the state law. Okay, that's why the state gave us that flexibility. The second issue that I have with this proposal is that there is a loophole. We passed term limits overwhelmingly in this community with 80% passage from the public, but people want term limits. And what this proposition does is it presents a loophole because the term limits proposal specifically references 4-year terms. It says that. It's very clear. People are limited to 2 4-year terms. It is explicit. So when we adjust one of the terms to 3 months and 3 years and 8 months, we suddenly present a loophole where these guys, if they want to run a third term, they can invoke the fact that they were elected to that they served only a 3-year.
Oh, brother. God.
For those reasons,
please, God, no.
Thank you.
Please, no.
City Attorney. That was just a last misleading. No, that's not true, actually. And we're now our city attorney just clarified that last comment. Term limits have started, so we can't run after 2 terms. We can just clarify that.
Thank God.
I'm remiss because I don't have a copy of it in front of me, but we did look at this issue at the last meeting.
Yes.
And the term limit ordinance does make itself subservient
Thank you.
to this change.
Thank you. So term limits are in place. Just
Okay, good. That means he's leaving.
sounds nice, but it's not true. It's not true. That's the difference.
Hey, well, we don't have to see you again.
It's not true. Councilmember Markovich, I believe, has 1 term remaining. Vice Mayor Hernandez has 1 term. Because we were Jack Guerrero and myself were part of a special election, we have an additional term remaining as well. So, clarification, facts, and truth matters. Excuse me, Arthur. There's rules of decorum here.
I'm not allowed to laugh?
Understand the rules of decorum?
I'm allowed to laugh, sir. Brown Act. I can applaud.
The rules of decorum.
Do you, sir? Because it doesn't sound like you do.
No, this isn't a dialogue. It's a simple yes or no.
Yes, it is a dialogue. You asked me a question.
You understand the rules of decorum?
Do you? I just explained that I did.
No, this isn't a dialogue, Arthur.
So, city attorney, is he allowed to dispute like this?
Excuse me.
Why am I being harassed like this?
All right.
That's
Excuse me.
really
Excuse me,
disrespectful.
Order, Councilmember Guerrero.
He's not respecting us.
City Attorney, can we just have clarification?
I'm allowed to laugh. Are you serious?
City Attorney.
I'm not being disruptive. I'm allowed to laugh.
If we can just have clarification if our audience member understands the rules of decorum without interrupting the city council proceedings. Just a simple yes or no.
The rules of decorum require you not to be disruptive.
Okay.
You were projecting rather loudly.
That doesn't make me disruptive, sir. He's just picking on me because he doesn't like me.
However, I would just
Exacto. Exacto.
Thank you for that clarification.
No discrimination, please.
Take that as a first warning.
Oh, darn.
All right, and also thank you for the clarification on this agenda item and term limits. Councilmember Markovich?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I just want to make it clear that Mr. Guerrero says that this is sensible for the long term. I feel the opposite. I feel it's sensible now. I feel that if the more people that we have coming out to the polling place sooner, for not just the state or national elections, but for local elections as well. This is just my personal opinion. I don't think anyone is going to do anything willy-nilly when it comes to this item. I think we have competent.
Oh my God, Markovich is paying attention.
hardworking staff and city attorney's office that have vetted this, have worked hours on this. We've been talking about this for months now, and I think that the sooner that we get this in place and let people know that we are moving the elections so that to a date where more people historically vote, just makes sense.
Okay, that means we're going to get rid of them soon, right?
We'll be the first to say that I respect and understand Mr. Guerrero's concerns about this.
Oh, do you?
But this is just one of those things where it's just a difference in opinion, a respectful difference of opinion. I'm not here to throw anyone under the bus or make crazy accusations.
Yes, you are.
It's just something that
He was the one who put the photo on that flyer attacking Jack for being a Trump puppet. Give me a break.
Thank you so much for that. Vice Mayor Hernandez?
You know, the main reason why this item is presented to us on the second reading, the reason why we even adopted it in the first place, because you know we believe that democracy is the number one thing. And
Sure you
so
do.
in the last elections, we thought that, hey, you know what, this is enough. You know, this is just to let you know that when we see something becoming a trend and we have the possibility of changing that, we can. And why not make it sooner rather than later? Like it's been stated, we're sacrificing, you know, we're giving up, I think about 3 to 4 months. And by no means that doesn't hurt me or us, because I know that, you know, that we're doing what we're supposed to do and, you know, actually trying to improve the city. Therefore,
Oh, brother.
this being one of them. And the true spirit of the reason why this is, again, on the agenda today is because it's for democracy, in order to make sure we have
Oh, I gotta see the
turnout.
posters. I've gotta see those.
We have a higher rate of engagement
He won't show them to me.
from all of our residents.
He
and all
won't show
of
them to me.
So with that, I conclude my comments.
Thank you so much for that. I'll just make it brief on my end.
Thank God.
It is really important that we as council members actually, you know, not mislead in any way. And what was just said was very misleading about term limits and this agenda item. There's
sure.
this theory about voter suppression laws, where certain groups benefit from people not voting. Right? They have voter ID laws in Texas,
Which are good.
in Arizona, and
Awesome.
southern states, and they do it for a reason.
No, they
And
don't.
having
Oh my
elections
God.
in March
Oh, brother.
is just as bad as a voter ID. No one comes out, no one participates because it's not voter apathy.
That's a lot of
We're
crap.
exhausted. We're constantly asking our voters to vote in elections and consume so much information throughout the year. Right? You have an election in March, you have a special election in June, you have an election in November. And part of the consolidation of efforts of bringing those elections together is that you have a higher turnout. So just to give you a rough estimate of how important this is, in March, the Trump-Clinton campaign had nearly 6,000 Cudahy registered voters.
That's it.
That is astronomical. You had a lot of people in Cudahy coming out. This past March, and we did 300 votes. That's dismal. That's something to be proud of. So this is what that does. No way, shape, or form. This whole completing your 4 years. Yeah, we lose 4 months. This doesn't benefit us, but it does benefit a particular council member, and that's why you're hearing such a strong pushback. With that,
Okay.
open it up for motions. Do we have a motion on the floor currently?
I have a motion to do another round of commentary. Can I have a second, please, on that? Because I have a right to rebut.
Excuse me.
Second.
Let me just clarify if there's a motion on the floor, because if that supersedes the motion. Is there a motion on the floor?
Yes,
Excuse me. Excuse me.
Wow.
Councilmember Guerrero.
Excuse me, Garcia.
I'm asking the city clerk. if
He
we
just
have
made a motion.
on the floor. Please be patient. Is there a motion on the floor currently?
Yes.
That was
Moved by Vice Mayor Hernandez and second by Councilmember Markovich.
that supersedes any
No,
other
no, I have a
subsequent
point
motion.
of
Can
order.
we get a roll call, please?
Actually, I have a point of order.
What's your point of
City
order?
Attorney, my point of order is if I am interested in furthering discussion.
Yes.
Would not the passage of a vote on the motion to carry basically do away with the purpose behind my original motion? I mean, the whole idea of discussion is to have a dialogue.
Okay,
And then
that's fine.
Yeah,
Go
a
ahead,
dialogue.
City Attorney, just-
Mr. Guerrero,
I mean, why would I?
This is the only time we'll have the city
After
attorney.
we take a vote.
Councilmember Guerrero, this is
Oh.
the only time I'll have the city attorney clarify your point of order. Go ahead, city
Mr.
attorney.
Guerrero, you would ask your colleagues if they want to continue the discussion. There seems to be no.
Well, actually, just to clarify, I haven't formally asked because Garcia Christopher decided not to allow me to.
Come on, Chrissy, baby.
There's a motion on the floor.
Wow.
So I'd like to make my motion first because that's the logical.
If this motion fails, then you can make a subsequent motion. Okay?
Is that
No,
true?
I actually would prefer that this motion be considered first.
Sorry, we
It's
have
very
rules.
simple
No, we have
procedure.
Robert's Rules of Order.
No, but procedurally, I can make the motion, and if there's no second, then it dies, and then you can go to your motion.
All right.
which is basically to,
Okay.
find-
All right, city clerk,
But there, it's
can we get
illogical to
a,
go
can we get a
this
roll
way.
call,
It's
please?
completely illogical.
Yep.
So, city clerk, just to clarify, please, which motion are we voting on specifically in light of my contribution?
There is only one, all right, that,
Motion in the ocean.
Arthur, let's behave now.
Oh, okay. You behave. I'm always being picked on. Always.
So there is a motion on the floor.
I'm the
There's
only,
no second.
yo soy el sol capacho.
That motion
Oh, no,
supersedes
capacho
the
también.
motion. So if we can just go ahead and get a roll call, please, city clerk.
Says Councilmember Guerrero,
No.
Councilmember Markovich,
I'm sorry. It was
Vice
just
Mayor Hernandez.
all this talk about motion got me
Mayor Garcia.
moving. I'm sorry.
Yes, motion passes. All right.
Cuatro changos que tienen que ir para afuera.
Sí, eso.
Moving on to section 11, public hearing, first reading of a proposed ordinance amending chapter 8.08 to adopt the 2017 LA County Title 32, 2016 Fire Code, and Los Angeles County amendments to the 2016 edition of the California Fire Code, presented by our city building official.
Thank you, Councilman, Mayor and council members. This completes the adoption of the county codes. As you recall, in December, we adopted the county building, electrical, and green building codes. As part of our, this code is part of our contract with Los Angeles County Fire Department. The county board of supervisors approved these amendments. They became effective in March.